chapter 1 of Luke, verse 28, and the angel came unto her and said, Hail, thou art highly favored. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be. And the angel said unto her, Fear not, for thou hast found favor with God.
Amen.
I'd be safe in saying you've heard these words more than any scripture you've heard, combined with Christmas plays. I read that. Y'all know how it is when something jumps out. Turn to Proverbs chapter 3. Psalms for the young Christians. You'll find Psalms easy in the Old Testament. Proverbs is right after Psalms. Chapter 3. Ain't God good?
All the time.
The angel said, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor. Verse 1 of chapter 3 of Proverbs says, My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
Bless the Lord.
You're listening, young men and young women? Read it again. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For the length of days and long life and peace they shall add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Listen now. So thou shalt find favor.
Amen.
And good understanding in the sight of God and man.
Amen.
And I'll add in some extra. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him.
Yes.
And he shall direct thy path.
Amen. Bless the reading. Yes.
The angel said, Mary, fear not, for thou hast found favor. Verse 4 of chapter 3 of Proverbs. I like that, Truman. So shalt thou, talking about us, find favor.
Yes.
Chuck, I want you to get a song ready. As normal, the old guy that didn't pay attention in school, I know what a favor is. But now that I'm getting older, I like to get the true definition. Zach, I got that Webster out that I find words that you've underlined in it when you was home studying. How many would like to have a favor from God? How many's received favors from God?
Amen.
Do you understand? Do you realize just what a favor is? Webster said, a favor is a friendly regard.
Bless his holy name.
Webster said, favor is approval. Webster said favor is kind indulgence. Jack, I found favor in it.
Oh, yeah.
I like this. Webster said favor also means unfair partiality. Wasn't that what you and I was talking about last night, Zach? He's giving me blessings that ain't fair.
Yeah.
What do you mean it ain't fair? It ain't fair that I got them
Oh, yeah.
because I didn't deserve.
Amen.
Webster said favor meant a kind, obliging act.
Amen. Bless his holy name.
Bobby, I like this. Webster said that favor meant to be partial to. He's been partial to me.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah.
Webster also said that favor meant to prefer unfairly. He prefers me. He called me when he could have called somebody else.
Come on, preacher.
Webster said favor means to support. Webster said favor meant to make easier.
Oh, yeah.
Hadn't he made our life easier?
Yes, yes.
Last but not least, Webster said favor meant to look like.
Amen.
I don't know what I shall be when he appeareth. Come on. But it doth not yet appear what I shall be. But I know when he appeareth, I shall be like him. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Amen.
So I favor him. Proverbs. Don't you always like it when we read it the second time?
Yes.
Proverbs chapter 3. Somebody is going to walk out here missing out this morning if they don't act soon. Again, he said, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For the length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and in man.
Bless God.
Does God give us a favor this morning? He sure has. Unsaved, the Lord would like to do you a favor. The Lord would love to do you a favor. Listen to this.
There's a light at the end of the darkness.
Why don't you come?
And it shines for all the world to see. It will shine on your heart if you just let it. I was so blind when it finally shined on me. There is hope in that light for the hopeless, and a soothing balm for that pain and misery. Listen and say, it's as near, just as near as your faith, but sometimes it seems like it's fleeting. I was so blind when it finally shined on me. look upward, and I was looking up through the bottom when it finally shined on me. Oh, there is hope in that light for the hopeless and a soothing balm for that pain and misery. Listen, and it's just as near as your faith. But sometimes it seems like it's fleeting. I was so blind when it finally shined on
Mercy's over.
There's a light at the end of the darkness. So look up when you are down and just try to believe. Sometimes we have to be knocked down just to make us look up. I was looking up through the bottom when it finally shined on me.
John 3:16, a very familiar. Man, we're doing good. It's just noon. Almost noon. We're doing real good. Kids, stay awake. We're going to have y'all to sing for us. We hate to let you make Chuck look bad, but that's all right. They got a song, Seth, that's going to come and help you do one here in a minute. Superman. But anyways, the Lord does not have to prove us nothing.
Amen.
God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting. That's proof enough that he loves us.
Amen.
But look around us. Just today, Chuck, when we got out of bed, there was proof all around us that he loved us. So you would know.
Yeah. Oh, let me see if I can find it on here. I know it's got to be here somewhere. I got me.
Y'all imagine if I used an iPad the way I shake.
Yeah. Let me tell you how good God is to me.
Yeah.
My little granddaughter, and I'll tell you something. My favorite people in the whole world call me Tank.
Yeah.
She dropped that iPad and broke it. So I went and got me a little iPad mini after that. And it just up and quick. People like this right here know everything there is to know about stuff like that. I don't know. It just up and quit, wouldn't do nothing. Like it just got mad. Well, I gave it to the people that was working on it. I said, well, I don't need it like that. I was on my way to Manassas, Virginia to Sunday. I stopped into a little store there, and he said, can you help you? He said, I can't fix that. And I said, what's it here? I went up there, and I was talking to the pastor about it while I was setting up, how I tore it and all that. He went in his office, and he got this. He said, I just bought my wife a new one about, I don't know, 6 months ago. He said, and this one's just laying in there. He said, the time you leave, I'll have it ready for you. And there you go. He just blessed me. See how God works?
Oh, yeah.
So you would know.
So you would know. Listen to a song. Listen. I wonder if God ever speaks to you like this. Listen.